Hi guys, William Morris here, and today we're going to be taking a look at a new library from Splash Sound called Epic Percussion 3. So previously on this channel I reviewed Splash Sound's Epic Percussion version 1, and this has since seen a version 2 update with a number of fixes and some new features as well. But this version 3 of the library, however, is completely new, so all new recordings, there's a new UI and there's new scripting as well. The library requires the full version of Kontakt 5.7.3 and above, and has an install size of just under 10 gig. It's currently priced at $149 and there is a 50% discount available for owners of the previous Epic Percussion libraries. So the library is made up of these 17 different individual drum patches, and each of these patches also has some loop content included as well, which is always on the red keys on the right hand side. And all these loops can also be modified with this loop engine, which we'll get into in a bit. In addition to these 17 patches, there is also a little folder of drum kits, and here we have 3 different kits: a marching kit, an epic kit, and an ethnic kit. The UI is pretty simple and straightforward, so we'll just kind of go through that as we go through the sounds. And first up is just a bass drum patch, and this one's just mapped to C and D down here, so let's take a listen. So a nice big orchestral bass drum there. Let's take a listen to the kick. It's really nice, I like that. Tons of low end, but it's got a nice kind of like snap on the skin sort of sound as well. I believe most of these samples have a 4 round robin layers included. Okay, so that was the massive kick. Let's take a listen to the taiko ensemble. Really like those higher ones, these ones. So much definition on those. I think they're going to be good in a mix. You know, especially when you want to kind of do big drums, but you want to do faster passages. Apologies if some of my playing's out of time, it's got a little bit of latency because the recording. But yeah, this might be a good patch to just show you the mic positions. So you have a close mic with a level, you have a room mic with a level, and hall mic with a level as well. This is a really cool looking UI, but I do wish that these controls, the mic controls, had just been 3 close together, so it's easy to swap between them and do the levels close together, and that maybe they'd add like a solo and mute switch as well, so you don't have to be kind of continually sliding the levels up and down. But let's take down, we'll turn the close mic all the way up and just listen to that and take off the hall and the room. So, I mean, really close. I describe most of the recordings as overall as being in a sort of, it's almost a studio sound, but I kind of like that because you do retain all the detail and it doesn't get washed out with the sound of the hall all the time. But just to know that you can go, you know, super close with the close mic and the others turned down is nice. So let's turn the close off and just listen to the bit of room and hall. So as you can hear, they're doing really none of the close sound at all. Let's just do a bit of room on its own. Yeah, so that's got a kind of back of the hall sort of sound. And if we bring in some of the close, you still get a kind of, I'd say, yeah, almost studio sound. And then we can mix in a bit of hall as well. But yeah, considering there's only 3 different mic controls, you can really alter the sound. You can go from, you know, super, super close to just the hall kind of thing. So that's definitely a plus. I love kind of libraries when the close mic is properly sort of close and not just a mid-hall kind of sound. All right, so let's try the Epic toms. Yeah, they sound great. Yeah, really nice, kind of meaty, but again, lots of definition. I think the room size does help. I don't know about you guys, but I've got quite a lot of libraries where you get a lot of hall sound baked in, and it does sound really nice for certain things, but I'm just kind of finding recently that I'm going for libraries where there's a bit more, yeah, sort of definition and not as much reverb baked in. I'll just show you the stage control. So if any of you have damage, you'll be kind of quite familiar with the staging thing, and I know a few other libraries have got it as well, but it's really handy. It's basically just so you can position the sound within the room. So we go from front to back, and we've got panning as well. But I really like this staging control being included. I wish kind of like all libraries had it, to be honest. You can just reset the position as well with that kind of switch there, which is nice. Okay, so that's the staging. The effects are really sort of just basic, but nice to have them included. You've got an EQ, compression, delay, and extra reverb if you want it. Okay, so let's take a listen to some of the marching drums. Nice, so kind of like a military march and snare kind of vibe. I'll just let you listen to this control as well, the epicness. I'm not exactly sure what this does. It's kind of like a saturator, compressor, you know, just kind of beefing things up a bit. Almost sounds more layered, like they've put in some additional samples alongside it. It's definitely bigger. Yeah, that's cool. That's actually doing something. So every patch as well has these loop keys on the right hand side. So each one's just a different loop. So yeah, nice kind of simple stuff. And they can all be modified in this rhythm menu. So it shows you the loop area. You've got an option to humanize the timing, so you can kind of make it sloppier or tighter, and the same for velocity. You've also got an option to do loop tempos at half and double time. So double time, half time. Both sound kind of nice and natural. It's also nice that you can kind of do a different rhythm, so you can change from straight eighths, generally 8/16 sixteenths, or fourths kind of thing, and then you can also do a triplet thing. So yeah, really nice that you can do a triplet option there. Let's jump into mid-mass. Not sure what these are. Cool. So I guess like a sort of high mid kind of thing. You can do some of the faster partsy rhythm on that. Definitely nice to have that included. It kind of lies somewhere between a high tom and a stick sort of sound, I guess. We've got snare ensemble. It's really nice to see that these are mapped to the same keys for every patch, so you kind of know where you are all the time. Yeah, that sounds really nice. I'm definitely liking the sound of the recording for all of these, really. I think this will really kind of work nicely paired with maybe a library that's kind of quite wet and has a ton of the hall sound. And this could be the kind of detail and the punch sort of thing on top. Let's do steel drums. Kind of odd them, like steel drums in a sort of more epic context. So here's some of the loop stuff as well. So the loops are nice and simple, really. I won't do too many of them because they are kind of fairly standard rhythms and patterns, but it's nice to have them there to hand straight away. So now some of these later ones are kind of a little bit more sort of world percussion stuff. So these are African drums. Yeah, so it kind of feels like a mix of sort of djembe sort of stuff. So we've also got some oriental percussion. Again, really nice. Feels like everything's got a really kind of consistent sound across the library. So let's try some Cuban drums. I'm not too down on my sort of Latin rhythms and stuff like that, so trying to play these in a slightly more authentic style, they'll probably sound cooler. So next we have some ceramic drums. Not actually sure what these are, but let's have a listen. Yeah, that's cool. I like them. So we've got the obligatory sticks. Yeah, nice mix in there, not too much, you know, it's just got 5 or 6 different sounds. Some really kind of clicky ones on the bottom here. And then you got more traditional sticky stuff up the top. Still kind of meaty, those sticks, though. Which is nice, they've got a bit of mid content in them. So now we're into the kind of I guess, auxiliary sort of percussion stuff. So you got some tambourines. And there's the loop stuff for it as well. So some nice kind of simple rhythm stuff as well. Got shakers. some loops. So again, really nice to have this in what is sort of, marketed as an Epic Percussion library, but you've got all this kind of additional world percussion and shakers and tambourines and stuff as well. So this is kind of the metal section, I guess. So we've got some cymbals. So yeah, nice that they're included. I'm not super keen on these. They're kind of a little bit, they sound kind of on the smaller side as opposed to like a sort of big wide percussion sound, but I guess it's kind of keeping in tone with some of the rest of the library. So last up is bells. I actually really like those for some reason. Just sound kind of cool. Yeah, nice. Okay, so last up, let's take a look at some of the kits. And the first one is a marching kit. Yeah, I really like that. It's nice. Definitely got that kind of military vibe, and you can really hear the snare rattle and stuff like that, which is cool. So this has loops as well. Just to give you an idea of what it sounded like if you'd actually planned your rhythms. All right, so there's an Epic kit as well. Nice, yeah, I really like these. Again, I think they've just found a nice balance between kind of sounding big, but not being washed out and kind of keeping that detail. And I think if you were to accent this library with something a bit kind of wetter and bigger haul sort of sounding, you could really kind of get that bigger, large ensemble vibe kind of thing. So final one is the ethnic kit. Yeah, it's interesting how some of the smaller percussion really does sound kind of quite intimate. And then you've got these huge kind of snarey sort of things. Or sort of big tom thing, sorry. But that's a great sound there. Yeah, great. Really nice. Just do a couple of loops. So yeah, I think that's about everything, guys. We've been through the kits, we've been through all the individual sounds. I've shown you the staging control and a little bit of the rhythm control for your loops. But yeah, overall, really impressed. I think especially for what is a $150 library, the amount of material you get and the quality that's there, I think is really impressive. And it's kind of been what I've come to expect from Splash Sound a little bit, because I've had a few of their libraries in for review, and I definitely think they've kind of hit this nice balance between a really good price point but kind of offering a lot of value as well. And the quality of the sounds, I have to say, is especially comparing this to version 1, I think it has really they've upped their game definitely there. I can actually see me getting a fair bit of use out of this library, because I have been looking for more sort of direct sounding percussion stuff, and I think this definitely kind of fills that space nicely. I think if I had to compare it to any other library, it's probably along the same lines as something like Damage 2, because it's got a pretty wide range of individual drums. You've also got kits and some loop content. And although Damage 2 is definitely sort of more comprehensive overall, and you've got kind of more found sound stuff and more sound design stuff as well, I think this offers a really kind of nice alternative, especially at the price point that it's at. I think Damage 2 at the minute is on for about $400 full price. And obviously this is $150, so there's quite a difference there. So yeah, hope you found this review helpful. If you do have any questions, feel free to just leave them in the comments below and I'll try and help you out. But if not, I'll see you again on the next one.